Welcome one and all to this session with the Herbal consultant for Jamaica. Her name is Maureen Minto. It's healthy living the natural way, with thirst for the healing of your body. It's healthy living with Maureen Minto.
Welcome to Healthy Living the Natural Way with the internationally acclaimed herbal consultant, Maureen Minto Horn.
Alright, welcome to Healthy Living the Natural Way. I am Maureen Minto and your regular host on Mellow FM, NCU FM or on Yahweh's Health FM. We generally talk a lot about herbs and the benefit of herbs, or we talk about food and letting your food be your medicine. Today, we're going to be differentiating between fruits and vegetables. We are here at the Charles Garden Market in Montego Bay. Yeah, it looks good, right? We're coming a long way. I'm sitting at my friend's stall, Juliet, and she's generally the first person when you're coming from the stoplight, Bevin Avenue, coming into Fostic Road, and in the entrance of the market. She's generally the first person here. This is how she generally decorates her stall, beautifully decorate her stall. And of course, these are the variety of fruits and the peas and beans and nuts that she has on display. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly go through what's the difference between fruits and vegetables. And we're going to start with vegetables first. Right, so when we talk about vegetables, generally they talk about grown, in Jamaica we talk about grown food, or foods that grow underground, such as your potato or yams. Those are also considered to be vegetables, but they grow underground. So we here in Jamaica, we call them our grown food, or they call them your staples. But today we're more looking at vegetables such as your tomatoes, cabbage, cucumbers, carrot, sweet pepper, and if you look in the far side over there, you'll see some zucchini. These are actually your vegetables. So there are different types of tomatoes. In my hand, we have some of our original tomatoes. Of course, over there you'll see the plummy tomato, and you'll see what we call our slicing tomatoes over there. And you'll see the sweet peppers beside it. All of these are considered vegetables. So generally when somebody says to you, do a vegetable juice, we're talking more along that line. So you just grab a little bit of spinach, you grab a little bit of spinach, you grab a little bit of your cabbage. Sometimes we might say put a little bit of the Irish potato, so you cut a small slice of Irish potato. That's cucumber, you can put it in there. Now when you do a vegetable juice is almost like doing a raw soup. So you don't limit yourself to the amount of vegetables that you put in it. You put as much as possible. And there are wider varieties that you can use, such as your Spanish needle. You can use the moringa. And of course, some persons who are doing their vegetable juice might choose to put a little bit of the ganja in their vegetable juice. So you can use a little bit of maybe a bud of the ganja, or you can use a leaf of the ganja to do your vegetable juice. It's all okay. It all depends on what your specific needs are and what you're actually working on. Of course, in doing your juices, very often we recommend scallion for persons who are having heart conditions. You can use your scallion. I'm not sure if the white scallion, which is a genetically modified form of this red scallion, I'm not sure if it is that effective for persons who are having heart condition or for persons who are having seizures. So I'm not sure if the white one is as effective, but I know for years we've had this red scallion in Jamaica. And if somebody is having a seizure, we just break the scallion. I wonder if Juliet is going to mind me breaking her scallion a little bit. And just to demonstrate, You just actually just break the scallion and get the essence of the scallion out of it, and then you cover the scallion like this and put it over the nose of the person and encourage the person to breathe. The smell of it goes to the brain and it actually wakes back the person, brings back the person back to their natural senses. So this is the benefit of the red scallion, and persons who are having heart conditions, it's something that you should use as well. And so basically when we talk about our fruits and vegetables, that's what we talk about. But I'm just going to make a little clarification now. There are persons sometimes who ask when we put them on a cleansing diet, they say, what's happened to the protein? Protein is good and it's a good word, but it's a scientific word. There's no tree, no plant that is actually called protein. But what happens is that science, especially for those who sell the meat, they have used the word protein for years to market meat selling. The truth is that every plant, every fruit, every vegetable has protein in it. That is why the cows will eat the green grass and make protein. Protein is the accumulated form of amino acids, and that's the smallest form that you are going to find in your fruits and in your vegetables. So even when you eat the meat that has a lot of protein, you're going to realize that the body has to break down the meat back to amino acids, back down to the simple form in order for you to digest it. And this is why sometimes your body can take up to 3 days for digestion because of all the work that you give to the body when you consume the meat. But if you eat your peas and beans, like over there you'll see a lovely tray with peanuts on it. If you eat your peanuts are several times richer in protein than the meat is. And you'll see a wide array of peas and beans. So there's broad beans, there's the cowpeas, there's I think maybe you'll find Jamaican red peas. Or you'll find other forms of red peas that are there. All of them are considered to be protein rich and are 7 times richer in protein than the meat actually is. So of course, when you're thinking of combining your meals, especially if you're working on hormones, it's always good to take a little bit of your seeds like the peanut, a little bit of your peas and beans, and mix it with your vegetable to balance your hormones. My friend says, okay, before I get to the Irish moss, she has spices on her stall as well. These are nutmegs. You wouldn't really classify them as vegetable or fruit, but what the nutmeg does is that it adds a little spice to your life. I tend to say to persons, women who want to tide their man, if you use a little bit of nutmeg and a little bit of cinnamon, what it actually does is that it sends a message back to the brain center of the man, because most men are accustomed to getting a little bit of porridge in the morning with cinnamon and nutmeg. And when you give them the porridge with the cinnamon and nutmeg, it reminds them of their mother. And you know, we say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And today scientists have confirmed that it is true. All right, so I'm going to look, I'm resting my ganja here. I hope I don't leave my ganja plant. I'm taking up a few types of the Irish moss. So many of you who contact me and ask me where can you get good sea moss or good Irish moss. My friend sells a lot of Irish moss. So this is a thick grade. This is a thicker grade. And here in Jamaica we tend to say that the thicker grade, even though it's far more expensive than the other types of Irish moss. Do you mind passing one of these for me? It's a little bit more expensive, but we say that it is more nourishing than the other forms of Irish moss. The reason why there's a big craze about Irish moss is said to have up to 95% of the nutrients that your body needs. And it is one of the best things for persons who are having digestive issues. So if you're having constipation issues, if you're having belly pains and you're not sure what is the origin of the belly pain, if you're having diverticulitis, it's a new thing and a new problem that a lot of persons are coming up with. Diverticulitis is just having some bumps inside of the colon, more like boils or bumps inside of the colon. Irish moss is excellent for it for persons with pine. Irish moss is another thing to use. And you know, there are different types of Irish moss, as I said before. So when you come out to shop, you can always make your one-stop shop here, or of course you are now able to choose wisely wherever in the world you are, because I know many of you in Canada, in the UK, different parts of the Caribbean, Cayman, Trinidad, all over Africa. So all my friends, wherever you are, you might now be better able to shop with a little bit more wisdom as you go about choosing between your fruits and your vegetables. Don't go away, we're going to be doing a second part where we're going to be looking more into the fruit section. Don't go away. Woo! Alright, so it's another session at the Healthy Living Herbal Clinic where we're going to be looking at the difference between fruits and vegetables. Of course, I'm here at the market at Carissa's store. Carissa can be found. She's the first person as you leave the stoplight coming into the market. One of the first persons with a lovely array of fruits and vegetables. Of course, you can see her cantaloupe, papaya, pineapple, melon, and of course, my favorite, berries are here. All right, and I'll be addressing a few of the questions that I'm generally asked. Somebody asked me the other day, should they take melon? They're saying, oh, melon is just pure water, there's nothing in it. Pretty much like what they used to say about the chocho. But you know, our God is the one who makes things. He doesn't waste time to make things. The creator of heaven and earth doesn't waste time. So what our men will find that they benefit a whole lot from taking a lot of melon. Melon is not just good for the pressure, it's good for the kidneys, it's also good for the sex drive. And of course, papaya, excellent, it has caffeine, good for the stomach, the digestive system. And then there's pineapple. Pineapple for me is my favorite. I've told my story over and over about my experience in Cuba and how the pineapple saved my life. It does have a lot of medicinal benefits in it, excellent for constipation. And of course, persons who are having digestion need to eat a whole lot more pineapple. And of course, you might be asking, what can you add to your fruit juices? Of course, I'm going to talk about the ganja. Add a little bit of the ganja to your fruit juices. It's extremely good for calming the system, taking you to a stressful day. Then there is ginger. You can always add ginger to your vegetable, your fruit juices. And this is the good old turmeric, which is also excellently added to your fruit juices. Of course, in my hand I have two that I took from the farm. Can you name these? Alright, what are they called? I know you haven't seen them in a long time, right? Rose apple. Yeah. And when you go through and you're preparing your meals, just remember to put your fruits first in the morning. Fruits are very cleansing. Our bodies are 70% water. And when we add fruits very often are between 70 to 90% water. So for persons who are having challenges consuming a lot of water, go ahead, have your fruits. They don't need to be cooked. They are rich in vitamins and minerals. And believe it or not, they are also rich in your protein. As I was discussing earlier about the nestberries, Carissa said to me, I learned something. I didn't know that nestberries were good for with iron, and they're good for your nervous system, and they truly are. We want you to continue to feed yourself, especially going through this corona season. Feed yourself, take care of yourselves until we meet again. Remember, there are no citrus here, but yes, your oranges, your lime, your lemon, excellent to be added to your breakfast menu. It is said that six oranges are equivalent to a glass of orange juice. If you're having your callaloo, you're going to need to have your citrus.
Mrs. Minto Horton can be contacted at Healthy Living, 18 Barney Street, Montego Bay. Telephone 940-1197, that is 940-1197, or 420-0173, that is 420-0173. Email address healthylivingjamaica@gmail.com.